Greetings! Hi, I'm Fifia Wardhani from Archaeological Department. I would like to introduce my research. The title is Hermeneutics of Spatial Science on Adityawarman Inscription. Adityawarman was one of the ancient history figures who is interesting to study. During his 31-year ruling period, around 25 inscriptions had been issued, which give us information about the economic, political, and especially religious lives of this period. Adityawarman was a ruler in Sumatra who was a descendant of Majapahit rulers. He was once a Mantri Praudataro in the Majapahit kingdom before he became a Malayu king in Sumatra. He was also famous as a devout follower of Vajrayana, which is better known as Tantrayana Buddhism. Most of the inscriptions issued during his ruling period are about his good deeds and greatness in Tantra Buddhism. This study is an attempt to understand Adityawarman figure through the spatial signs on his inscription, whether or not they are related to the symbols commonly used during the Majapahit period or with the Tantra faith that was followed by Adityawarman. The main data used in this study are the inscriptions from the Adityawarman period, both date and undate, that bear spatial signs. There are Pagaruyung 1 inscription, Pagaruyung 4 inscription, Kuburajawan inscription, Pagaruyung 2 inscription, Sarwaso 2 inscription, and Rambatan inscription. Supporting data which include other inscriptions and artifacts from the same period are also used. The method employed here is hermeneutics, which was chosen due to the fact that the final result is a new understanding about spatial science in Adityawarman inscription to be used to reconstruct the history during Adityawarman's ruling period. The first step taken was recognizing the spatial signs in inscription and their context, which are the contents of the inscription. The spatial signs forms were described visually. Their location in the inscription were recorded, as well as the inscription materials and measurements, and comparison data were searched to support the description. Then, reference regarding the initial meanings of the spatial signs and the contents of Adityawarman inscription were collected. The second step was collecting interpretation and meanings of those spatial signs from previous studies. F.T. Bose conducted the first research on this particular sign in 1930 on a trip to Sumatra. He mentioned that there was a strange image on the Adityawarman inscription. The picture is a spatial sign of King Adityawarman without any further explanation regarding this spatial sign. Subsequent research was carried out by J.J. Bulls in 1947. Bull's research is about the magic letter migration of on inscription in India and other areas affected by Indian culture, including Sumatra. In this study, Bulls revealed various changes in the form of the script. Research on the symbol of the king in ancient kingdoms in Indonesia was carried out by Vernika Hapri in 2011. Her studies went to reconstruct the meaning of the king symbol. However, her description of the spatial sign of King Adityawarman is not detailed. She came to the conclusion that the spatial sign on the Adityawarman inscription was a kind of seal from King Adityawarman. Unlike the inscription in Java and Bali, the Adityawarman inscription do not have any special sign of the king which are described verbally in the inscription. The special sign on the Adityawarman inscription is only depicted visually. Sri Amarwati Kusumadewi in 2012 reviewed the ornaments on the Adityawarman inscription. She described the special sign on the Adityawarman inscription as a depiction of the shape of Kala's head. The third step was to give new meanings to the special signs which were then being related to Adityawarman figure. The final result is a new understanding about the special signs in Adityawarman inscription, which are then used to reconstruct the Indonesian cultural history in the past, particularly during the ruling period of Adityawarman. These are in accordance with Paul Ricoeur's hermeneutical pieces, namely distanciation, interpretation, and appropriation. Well, the result of this study reveals that the special signs in Adityawarman inscription are actually a way of representing the magic syllable Om. Om is a magic syllable that is considered sacred in both Hindu and Buddhist religions. The Om syllable in the inscription are not merely being verbalized in sentences on the inscription, but were also used as the symbol of King Adityawarman inscription. The magic syllable is depicted as circular shapes under the human skulls. The syllable Om, that is believed to be a magic script in both Hindu and Buddhist religion, was used by Adityawarman as the symbol of his kingdom, a representation of himself, which implies that the king protected his subjects that were followers of the two religions, as shown in the Amogapasa inscription that mentioned that the statues of Amogapasa, Gagana Ganja, and his friends were placed in the sacred buildings of Jina, and also mentions about the devotion to a god and his couple, Matanisa and Tara, which bear Buddhistic aspect despite the Sivaistic environment. The figures that previous researchers thought to be snakes are actually depictions of flying ribbons, which are commonly found on East Javanese statues from 14th century CA. This finding supports the previous interpretation that Adityawarman was a king of ancient Malay kingdom who was a descendant of Majapahit rulers. Thank you.